This is my review of the Monkees album Justus. It was released in 1996, produced by the Monkees. So I got this album probably like 2020 or 2021. It was one of the last Monkees albums I got. Kind of a weird album. So they all four got back together for this album. I believe this is the only album where they do everything. So they play all the instruments, all the vocals and everything. They wrote all the songs. So yeah, this album is kind of unique in that way, but it also has like a really bad reputation. I remember before getting it, I didn't really see anything good about this album, and I kind of think that stems from like one big reason that it really doesn't sound anything like the older Monkees stuff. They kind of just went in a completely different direction with it, and kind of I think tried to sound current. And I can kind of I don't know. I get why this album's less popular, but at the same time, I do think it's a really underrated album. I listen to this album quite a bit. I have really since I got it. Lately, I've probably listened to it a little bit more because I was, trying to get ready for these reviews. But I find this a really interesting album, especially since they all play on it and they didn't do that often, and just the kind of weird direction they went in with the sound of it. And it's the last time they all four got together to really do an album. The last time they did while Davey was alive. So it's I guess a really interesting album for kind of a lot of ways, but just a really weird album that doesn't sound a lot like the Monkees. So the album opens with Circle Sky, which is already on the album Head. This is kind of a different version. There's some different lyrics. I think they do a couple different things with the arrangement. But it's written by Mike, sung by Mike. This is his only lead vocal on the album, which is kind of unfortunate because I feel like the vocal is a little bit distorted on this song in the production. But I don't know, I like the version on Head better, but I do think that this is a strong opener. Still a good song, and I do enjoy this version. It's a little bit different, a little weird. But I don't know. I like the version on Head more, but I do like this one. The second track, Never Enough, sung by Mickey. This is one of my favorite songs on here. I think it's just a really catchy song. I think Mickey's vocal's really good. I really like the band's playing just throughout the album and the way it sounds. I think that it sounds like they spent a lot of time getting the instrumental parts sounding good. I think Mickey's drumming throughout the whole album is pretty good, especially considering he hadn't played on a full album since Headquarters back in the 60s. And I really like Peter's bass playing on this song, and really throughout the whole album. And I think Mike has a good guitar solo on this song. So just all the instrumental stuff I like on this album. But yeah, Never Enough. I really like the song. I just think it's a really catchy song. Third track, Oh What a Night, is by Davey, sung by Davey. This is one that took a while to grow on me. Kind of a mid-tempo type of song. I do think Davey's vocal's good on it. I think the band sounds great. I think it's catchy kind of once you get into it. The fourth track, You and I, is by Mickey and Davey, sung by Davey. This is another one I like. I think Peter's bass on it's really cool. Another one where Mike has some cool guitar parts. Just another catchy song, but another kind of mid-tempo one. I feel kind of have a lot of that, more mid-tempo-y stuff at at different parts of this album. But then when they kind of rock more, I tend to like those songs just a little bit better, I think. The fifth track, Unlucky Stars, sung by Mickey. This one kind of has an older, almost 50s sound to it to me. And I do like it. I like the piano, all the instrumental stuff a lot. I think Mickey gives a good performance. But as a song, it's not one of my more favorite songs on here. The sixth track, Admiral Mike. This is written by Mike, sung by Mickey. It's kind of one of the heaviest sounding Monkees songs, I think. Really kind of an angry sounding song too. I think he's complaining about advertising or something. I need to look like closer at the lyrics to it because it's a little hard to hear like exactly what Mickey's saying. But I like the performance. I think he gives kind of a good angry sounding vocal. I think the song has kind of a cool guitar riff that it's built on that's kind of heavy for them, like I said. And yeah, I don't know. It's a good rocker. I like that one a lot. I think it's a highlight. Seventh track, "Dying of a Broken Heart," is by Mickey. This one I like. It's got some cool guitar from Mike. I like Mickey's drumming on it. I like the vocal. I like the lyrics on this one. I think it's got a funny line about him living through Nixon and a drug or two. Probably more than two, but you know. So yeah, that one's kind of a highlight for me. The eighth track, "Regional Girl," another song by Mickey. This one I like a lot too. It's catchy. Another one of the more rocking tracks. Lyrics are a little strange on this one. It's almost like he kind of did with like some of his earlier songs when Mickey does kind of his weird lyrics. But yeah, it's a good song, good vocal from Mickey, kind of another more aggressive vocal from him. And another one with some cool guitar and bass. Ninth track, "Runaway from Life." This one, sung by Peter, sung by Davey. This is pretty easily my least favorite song on the album. It's mainly, that mainly comes down to the vocal melody and the lyrics, which both just kind of irritate me for some reason. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I can't get into this song. Like, I want to. The instrumental parts of it, I think, are kind of cool, and I like the band's playing. Maybe if they had like made it an instrumental, I would like it. But just something about, and it's not really even Davey's performance of it, the vocal that I don't like. It's just the melody and some of the lyrics just kind of irritate me. So yeah, that one, not my favorite song. I don't really like ever skip it, but it's just one of those songs like every time it comes on, I listen to it and I just hear the vocal melody and it just like grates on me, and I'm like, why did anyone think this was a good idea? The 12th track, or I mean 11th track, or no, 10th track, I'm lost my place. The 10th track, "I Believe You," sung by Peter. This one's sung by Peter. This is kind of the weirdest song on the album. It's like kind of a jazzy thing. I like this a lot more than "Runaway from Life." So Peter kind of redeems himself songwriting wise here. Yeah, no, it's got some cool keyboard stuff. I think the vocal's pretty good for a Peter vocal. I don't know, it's just kind of a weird, like, jazzy kind of song. Not like immediately catchy, but it's one of those things that kind of grows on you as you listen to it. Which I feel like is a lot of this album, really. The 11th track, "It's My Life," sung by Mickey, or by Mickey, sung by Mickey. Kind of a slower ballad. Not one that I'm always like in the mood to listen to, but I do like it. It's got some cool piano. I think Mickey's performance is good. And then the 12th and final track, "It's Not Too Late," is a Davey song sung by Davey. And I really like this song. It's one of those songs that, like, I listen to it and I'm like, I shouldn't like this, but I love it for some reason. I don't know. It's kind of cheesy, but it's just, I find it really catchy. I think there's some cool guitar in it. I like Davey's performance a lot. I like the way the band sounds in it a lot. It's got this kind of like almost baseball sounding organ that's in there that I shouldn't like, but I do. So yeah, I don't know. That's also close to my favorite song on the album, but it's one of those songs that every time I listen to it, I'm like, I really shouldn't like this, but I do. So yeah, Justus, really weird album. Sounds nothing like what you'd expect the Monkees to sound like. But at the same time, I think it's kind of underrated. I think there's a lot of good stuff on here. I think their playing's really good. Yeah, I don't know. I think that it sounding so unlike the Monkees is probably really goes against it for most people. And I do think that some of the songs on here, like, they take a little more time to get into. Like, gotta give them a few listens. So like I understand why this album isn't bigger, but I don't think it's as bad as what everybody says. I think that there's a lot of good stuff on here. Really, like I said, there's only one song I don't like. Just really different for them. I would recommend this one, and recommend it pretty highly, really. But I wouldn't start here. Like if you're getting into the Monkees, I would get this one kind of later, probably after all the '60s stuff. But I think this, I don't know, it's an album you kind of have to go into with like an open mind a little bit, and just know that it's not going to sound like the classic Monkees sound. It sounds really different, and you kind of just have to give it a chance on that.